That's 21st of October, 20 past 7, like 10 degrees Celsius, cloudy, rainy. Oh, during this broadcast, you can spoil my picture by sending stars. Is it true? I had no idea. Really? I mean, wasn't I supposed to have like, wait a minute. Let me actually reduce a little bit the size because I can't. What's going on? Wait a minute. Let's just go with this guy a bit. Now, let me try taking from the bottom. Try to adjust a little bit the chat thing here. I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second. Try to find the right angle. I mean, I thought it was fixed, right? Can they? That's the. I have to. Not clear. What the? Oh, that reduces. Okay, apologies for this, guys. Anyways, that goes into the image. Well, okay, you know something? I'm just gonna leave it like this, and I'll try and fix it at some other time. Oh, hold on a sec. I have an idea. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, might be better. Minute? I think. Hi there, guys. I'll just try to fix this chat thingy here. Just try to put this thing down a bit. Let me see if that's a bit better here. Right, so I don't have any clue about the stars thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't have like 500 followers on Facebook, so I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know. I really don't know. What's that thing? Anyway. Let's put this chat thing. Okay. Fine. Right. Good evening, George. Finished that club that I had today. Work with a bunch of students today. At the college, they do chess via a club. Now let's finish this cold coffee. Okay, so now we are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Actually, let me double check if we are on YouTube. Good to see you, George, and thank you very much for your effort to having investigating that sideline in the Sicilian wing gambit. I really appreciate it. Actually, we're gonna look at the stuff you've suggested because I think it's very very interesting, and we can make it like a study group or something. I don't see why not. So let me quickly have a look, checking on YouTube now because I'm multi-streaming. And okay, so that's live YouTube, cool. Live Facebook for sure because you're here, so that's live for sure on Facebook. Let me check the which one. Oh, LinkedIn. Yeah, am I on LinkedIn or the live? I'm not. Okay, I'm live here. That's fine. I'm gonna leave it on. And then which one was it? The kick.com. So that's another platform. So this evening gonna be what's this update? Use this app, download the latest version. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay. Don't matter. I assume we should be live on kick.com as well. So let me open up the analysis board. Analysis board, we said, yeah. Okay, George, so where have we left this discussion yesterday? We were somewhere here. Okay, so the good old Sicilian, and we had suggested a possible A3 alternative to the well-trodden paths of dealing with this. And then we said something like g6. One potential answer apart from knight c6 and e6, which are very legit, which are very doable. But this one in particular seems to be favored. And now we came with the crazy, well, not crazy, but quite challenging continuation with h4. And now black could play, George, we discussed it could be knight f6, but it could be h5. And I've seen, I think, briefly yesterday, we've seen something with h5. It was a game as well. I think Simon Williams was actually one of the people that play with white, this kind of stuff. And he played it with black in that particular game, which he won. He played h5. Of course, it could be knight f6 as well, but it is h5 an idea, and knight c6 as well. And if you really want to be funky, I guess d6 can be played. Hell, I think can be played many things. Yes, that's what I noticed. I noticed h5 is actually something that happens very often. George, is the sound acceptable at your end? I mean, can you hear me loud and clear, or do I need to come closer to the mic? I hope the sound is okay. Okay. Right. So, h5, and we concluded what's the toughest one here? Is it knight f3? Well, I suspect we could do very many things here. Thank you very much for confirming. Sound is very important when you're streaming or doing podcasts or TV kind of stuff. Sound is paramount, maybe even more important than the image, so to speak. Is very important. So, thanks for confirming, George. So now, the lines that you've sent me, and you are so kind to having shared them with me. Let me try open up the messenger from you. So e4, c5. Oh, you looked at another variation. Okay, let's just take them one by one. g6, h4. Wait a minute. Knight f6. So I'm reading now from the stuff you've sent. h5, yes. Knight takes. Okay, so reading now your message. Knight. Yes, bishop e2. I remember this idea. Bishop e2. Bishop e2. Well, obviously knight f6, because otherwise it's going to be a complete mess here. If we take, and take, it's going to be deadly. Knight f6 here. Being played e5. That's the main harasser. That's the main harassment move. e5 attacks this guy. Knight to d5. Okay. Knight to d5. d4. A very logical move to play. Now, doesn't necessarily mean they... I mean, they could do d6, I would imagine. They could do many things here. They could do many things, black. But we'll be looking at the CD. We'll look at CD. I guess they could do very many things now. D, E, knight, C. I mean... These are possible moves, right? But let's just consider CD and obviously Queen D. Well, that's already a thing, and knight C7. So this is an important one. Yeah, there is all, and exactly right, George. So if we are to discussing now live, that's exactly right. So as you correctly pointed out, George, this is a thing here that black needs to pay attention. This is, I think I would like white a bit in this position because this is quite a serious thing. And what move is that? Move number what? Move number 8? Move number 8. Move number 9 would be played now. Knight c7, and now, yeah, I mean, this is killing. This is absolutely killing, right? Wait a second, what am I missing here? f6. Yeah. So this is very sharp, very sharp. Very sharp, very unorthodox, very unexpected. For playing Sicilian in this fashion, they're going to be very surprising for your opponent, guys. So that would be a surprise. I guarantee if you're getting to this, that would be a complete nice surprise to your opponents. They will be a little bit taken aback. So here, f6, bd3, okay, I think makes sense. Knight e6, hitting the queen. That was a development move, by the way, and that's also interesting. So bishop d3, I reckon, George, based on the idea bishop g6. That's what bishop d3 do. mainly, that's exactly the main reason behind bishop d3. Apart from developing normally, you want to develop, but that's a direct threat on g6, which, well, you can't take it now, can you? Because the queen is being hit with tempo. So, knight a6, queen d5. That's cool. I like it. I still like it for black. I think it's very, very courageous. f5. Actually, that's a very cool line. I like it very much if black chooses to get into this. Let me tell you something, George. I really don't know how many people with black pieces will get into this. I'm telling you for sure. I mean, it's good we're having a larger picture. I think that's going to be very useful for when we play this with white. It's good to having prepared some background against knight c6, e6, and g6. So this is very useful indeed, because I'm playing this with white a lot. Like a lot. I'm playing this with white massively. So I think this one they just come in hand. So f5 to stopping the idea that we discussed previously. Oh my god, g4, what a move. Wow. Bloody hell, this is so sharp, George. This is so sharp. This is crazy. You wouldn't even say it's Sicilian, you know? I don't know what you would say. You would say, I mean, what can get wilder than this? King's Gambit could be crazier than this, right? I mean, this is really wild. Really crazy. Wow. I mean, and they need actually to do the homework, George. I mean, black needs to have studied this. You can't just... And if you play 3-5 minutes per game, oh, forget about this, man. If you haven't done the homework, you're gonna mess up somewhere. If you do bullet or blitz and you play this with black, I mean, you really need to having these ideas in place, or you're gonna get quite quickly toast here. So g4 is a striker. That's something. Move number 12. Definitely standard chess is not dead. As Robert Fisher would say, I don't think it's dead. g4. Not in this variation, though. Knight c6, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe bishop g7 would be... I don't know. I don't know about knight c6, because this one seems incredibly disruptive. Very, 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 very disruptive. Gf, gf. Oh my days! Look at this crazy stuff. Isn't it white supposed to take here? What is going on? Gf, gf, bishop d2, bishop d2. Why for this? That seems a bit passive, isn't it? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Bullet, blitz, rapid, you name it. Hey, that goes very well even in a classic. I'm not kidding. I mean, really, goes very well in a classic too. Wait a minute. What's the thing with this guy hanging? Oh, bloody hell. Then you have to trade and you don't want to trade. Hey, that's a big detail. This is big detail. This is a freaking subtlety here. Very important key little move. Bishop d2 is a little big move. This is very important stuff. I was wondering really, what the heck, bishop d2 now? Now because you brought it into light, actually it's incredibly important. So just for our late friends, if there will be somebody else apart from me and George today, if this were to happen, we're really running into this. So that's a problem, because white does not want to trade queen here. We don't want to trade queen. We absolutely don't want to trade queen. So if you want to stop it, you've got to block somehow the check, and that seems to be the most aggressive, defensive aggressive way to be dealing with. Now this is really cool. This is really cool. This is already quite of an advanced type of strategy. And let me tell you something, George. Many title players before the over the board tournament, they do study in this manner, in this fashion. And sometimes they might have one or two buddies that they study together exactly in this fashion. Just that they don't make it public necessarily before the competition. Definitely the GM don't make it public. But because we're not playing over the board against GMs, I think we can make it public. And it's not that public because it's just you and me, so to speak. Well, it might be one or two coming over. But anyway. Anyway, yes. Totally. Totally. That's such a detail. Little big move. Bishop d2. So let's go forwards, guys. Bishop d2, bishop g7 makes a ton of sense. Bishop d2, bishop g7. B takes f, of course. Bishop takes f, of course. Makes sense. Bishop takes f. Oh my god, look at this. This is okay, but this is funky because I'm looking at this as well. Very sharp. Very sharp here. Let's consider this one, but this is so freaking sharp. Bishop b2, c3. Jesus Christ, you're actually shutting off the bishop completely. They take you, but then we're running into this. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh. Jesus Christ, c3. Why? Yeah. Look, I would be more than happy to employ this with white. I love it. It's so sharp. It's so sharp, so aggressive, so unorthodox, killing type of variations. This is absolutely nuts. The whole idea would be here, my friends, that actually you're giving a rook, but the compensation is huge. We're looking at this kind of ideas, and this is really getting funky for black here. This is really bad. I don't know what to say, because if they play a fate, probably we're running into this and this. That's game over. And if we play this and they take, obviously, check this, oops, this, and then probably this, or probably this. They come here, and I don't know, but it's a lot of billion checks coming over here. And definitely now the engine says white is better, and I guess that's the reason why white is just better here. So if bishop were to take, I guess you go bishop g6, right? That's exactly. Okay. This is move number 17. And if I ever get into this, I would be relatively confident, I guess, with this type of continuation. That c3, it's either homework. I don't think you can come up over the board with this kind of thing in a bullet or blitz, or really. I mean, this is a very deep kind of choice. It's a very deep choice, c3. To play c3 means you have a deep understanding of the position. c3 is really very elaborate. It's a very complex stuff to do. At this stage, c3. Fabulous. Fabulous, yeah. That was a nice one. Let me save it as, what, g6. Hold on a sec. Let me save it as, yeah, I've saved it. Let me try put it into the library. Create new collection, Mangarini experiment. Mangarini experiment g6. Mangarini experiment g6. Well, I don't have any game with that, but anyway, yeah, that's it. Yes. Absolutely. Cool. Okay. Now, let's watch a slightly different variation, but I think it's based with the h5, knight h5, bishop e2. So let's look at slightly different one. Oh, yeah, okay, a3, g6, h4, knight f6. Whoa, not this one. But you know something, George? Very often it's going to happen h5 here. Very often going to happen h5. And I think I've seen often this. Often like 3 times in 3 games played by title players. I've seen this. So I've seen this. I've seen this. I've seen this and I've seen this. Very often I've seen this kind of things. Okay, but let's go towards this one again. H5, knight H, bishop E2, knight F6. This is a paramount little move here. E5, knight F6, E5. Uh-huh. Yeah, we could call it this way. Yeah, they should give it the name mirror variation, yes. That should be the, yeah, we're gonna make a suggestion, I don't know to whom. Chess.com or FIDE, I don't know to whom. Yeah, we can give it a name. George Soren variation. So if we manage to make a video, we're gonna try to give it a name. Something like that. E5. Knight D5. I mean, look, if we spend time and we write something like comprehensive, if we study something comprehensive, we could, you could, you know, we could do a Chessable course or something if we really treat this incredibly comprehensively. We might be able to. Yeah, we might be able to. Why the hell not? Knight d5, knight d5, d4, cd. Okay, we assume cd. CD, queen d4, knight c7. This is very good, very good. Knight c7. So e6, we're having this. F6, obviously. Has to. Bishop d3, very cool little move. Knight e6, queen is being hit. Queen d5, okay. Queen d5, f5, of course. G4. My God, what a sharp move. G4, reading again, knight c6, makes sense. GF, GF. Bishop d2, paramount to stopping this. Very important. Very important. Bishop g7, bishop f5. If bishop b2, c3, that's an absolute madness. It's absolute madness. Absolute madness. Bishop a5. Wait a minute. Bishop g7. Bishop takes f5. Queen b6. Uh-huh. Oh man, that's another stuff. Queen b6. Actually, Queen b6, you know something, George? Queen b6 wants to say that Black King can eventually, if in mortal danger, the Black King might be moving towards d8 or something like that. Amongst others. I mean, we could see the virtue of Queen b6. We see multiple purpose thing, but I think, yeah, it's an attacking defensive one. Exactly right. They create a bit of breathing space for that king. So Queen b6 is a very it's a safeguarding the king. Queen b6 makes sense. Queen b6, knight c3. Wow, knight c3. Queen b2. But that's not that dangerous, Queen b2. I don't feel it is dangerous at all because of this kind of idea. Indeed, Queen a3. That doesn't mean nothing. This is a killer, knight b5. This is an absolute killer. Oh my God, this is devastating for black and massive win for whites here. If this were to be employed, by the way. Knight b5, this is just too much. Of course, this guy can disappear potentially, but we're also looking at that threat as well. There are so many threats. There are so many threats here. They can't even do this because there is a queen. Oh my God, this is so much. It's so much overburden for black here. I'm declaring myself very happy with this continuation for whites, including the previous one with bishop b2. We're talking about move 18 here, George. So again, if blacks didn't do the homework, black gonna get toast massively and immediately. Massively and immediately. It's too much to play. Uh-huh. I see. So queen has to move. They might they be getting here, but I guess you just take it, right? So if queen to d6, probably white queen takes. No, they can't go. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. Apologies. C5. But no, it just doesn't. Okay, come on, game over. This is game over. This is game over. It's there is no good spot for queen. I don't know where they go. It doesn't even matter. It won't matter now. Nothing. I guess. Yeah, it's covered everything. Absolutely crazy. Nice one. Nice one. So, George, we have a backup plan in case we're playing this with white and black goes to g6. We do have some ideas in place. I think we have some good ideas in place. Beyond this point, or is there a better answer for black? Well, I guess there might be some better answers. Well, it depends very much on what's being played, what's going to be played. Let me trust this message. Okay. Oh, actually, let me forward this text here. Forward this one. Yeah, okay. So, you're talking about this position or previously a bit? Let's go one more back. You're talking about this one here? Well, it could, you know, they could do this, but I don't think developing on the queen side is gonna save too much here. This is really problematic for black. Queen b6. So if queen b6, I don't think it's... I think I still love it. We still do this and this, I guess. I mean, bishop f5, right? I mean, who cares about... Whoa, did I do something wrong? Oh, what did I do here? What's going on? What am I missing? Wait a minute. Oh. Queen b6. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Queen b6. Knight c3, knight e2, bishop c3, queen f5, bishop f5. Knight c3. Knight c3 is still the best because probably after queen takes, we're going to go rook b, right? So if queen wants to take on b2, we're going to be reacting rook b1. Okay. Bishop g7 gets into the same type of ideas. Like we've seen previously, and I think we're fairly happy. Oh, but there is a variation of queen takes f5. Huh. Bishop g7. Castle long? Come on. Bishop g7 castle long. Yeah, right. Bishop g7 castle long? Really? Jesus. This is wild. Bishop g7. Yeah, maybe knight g2. The castle long? I don't know. I don't know. Huh. Well, bishop g7. That makes sense. So you have castle long on knight g2, right? Castle long knight g2. Bishop takes f5. Not that strong because knight cd4. Knight cd4. So if this one takes, we got this. Okay. It's getting really wild. Huh. Long castling being the best move here. This is so counterintuitive. Castling the king exactly what the queen and the bishop collude to be attacking white here. This is so slightly counterintuitive. I mean, I can imagine you can't move the knight. You can't move the knight, not anytime soon. This is just deadly. That knight has to stay on c3 now. Crazy. Yeah, but you can generate a strong attack, I suspect, on the king side now. Very sharp. Very, 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 very sharp. Knight e5. This is so sharp. So sharp. Knight e5, bishop e2. Wow. Okay, that's already middle game now. It's opening towards middle game, and it's very sharp. That's another variation. That's another variation. Wow. That's a sub variation to the variation. Then green in itself is a sideline. And I mean, I think it really pays off. I think it's very interesting. Definitely playable. Definitely playable. And boy, oh boy. Black needs to do the homework. And the thing is, even title players, they don't venture very much into these lines. What's this? Mail. YouTube. Oh, now live on your channel. Yeah, of course it's live now because yeah, just did it. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. One is in place. Yeah. Hmm. Why? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think so. That's move 18, George. I think it's okay. Um, yeah, we can think about if we can turn it into a chessable course or something at some point. Why the heck not? Because this proves to be really interesting. So the knight c6 and e6 pawn have been covered extensively by people that do this kind of mangering. But g6, I don't think it's been covered too much. I think it's been mentioned, but it hasn't been covered with knight f6 and h4 and the h5. It hasn't been covered extensively. That's okay. That's okay. Right. So if you open up that thing, amongst others, I'd like to have a look at some chessable thing, Najdorf thingy, because I'm doing a lot of Alakine, and I'm doing a lot of. Do you guys? Let me see. Aha. Okay. Cool. So now I'm chessabling the. Let me move those. Step doing. Where is it? Najdorf Sicilian. Short and sweet. Gear is Najdorf Sicilian. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see if I can remember. This is right. Bishop g5, move number 6. Bishop g5, queen h3. I'll be very serious this here. It is barely played here. Your move knight c5. Interesting. So I can't take here because if I take here, queen is gonna take the rook. Well, knight c5. Bishop g2. Rook g8 because you no longer want to be pinned and you want to capture the guy's bishop. Also a move to keep in mind, moving out of the pin, forcing white to take a decision after all. Yeah, that makes sense. So rook g8, because you put a question to the bishop, they either take or they move away. So it's got to be this. So that's the Najdorf, and black king hasn't been castled. They did longer castling. So for those of you that are Najdorf players, white's move bishop takes f6. That's a variation. Bishop takes f6. Bishop recaptures. Strong bishop here. We can all conclude the bishop on f6 is very strong here. So that's a very strong bishop. I like this bishop so much. Knight retreats on d7, being hit by b4. But I don't like white incredibly much. I mean, I don't like now to play this, leaving the c3 incredibly weakened. And this bishop here, it's absolutely supreme. So the bishop on f6 really is kind of supreme on that diagonal. And the queen, very strong. Really, I mean, just look at this. Is really white interesting to doing this? Huh. Looks like kind of like weakens or something. Yeah, well, you want to take the guy, don't you? You definitely want to take. And e5. DE would lose to knight takes e6. But having, hold on a second. DE here would lose to knight takes e6. Here, collect on phone, white, here we can sacrifice a piece or rather trade the piece for 3 pawns. Trade the piece for 3 pawns. Because after this, a knight capture, queen is going to take check. Going to take check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What the heck's going on here? After this check, can you just block? Huh. So actually he comes up with another idea, knight takes c5. So here, oh my god, this is just, you have to do a homework here. I mean, really, you have to study this extensively as well. This variation in the knight of, now you're taking, so you've given a full piece, gee. Bishop takes c5. Fine position with a super strong bishop and a bunch of pawns. Why is this was a second exchange for their master on e5. Yeah, okay, the bishop on e5 is indeed very disconcerting. Let's put it this way. Bishop on e5 is very disconcerting indeed. Yes, they are. Okay. So they want a second exchange. So you let them? Yeah, but you still need to get your guys active. Yeah, well. That bishop is too much of a threat. Rook d8, intending bishop c8 with a strange material balance, which quite balanced, but intended. Okay. Only Anish Giri can write this. Aha. So you put a full sequence over there. Let me see. G4, knight c6, gf, gf, bishop d2, bishop g7. Reading your text now. Bishop d7, knight c3, queen b6, bf, knight cd4. Hold on a sec. Let me transgress here. Wait a minute. What was it? GF. Bishop d2. Did you play bishop d2? You did play bishop d2 somewhere. Bishop d2, bishop g7. Bishop d2, bishop g7. Knight c3. I understand. Queen b6. I understand. So we have long castling here, the engine said at some point. Bishop f5, knight cd. So the engine said actually castle long here is better, George. I mean castle long here instead of bishop takes f5. So I think the first line of the AI is castle long. That's what I remember that the engine said. Oh. So it must be a better one, you say? Okay. I understand. Depth 20. Okay, I mean, it might be if he gets to depth 25 or something, it might be favored another line than castle long. So you were suggesting that bishop f5 would be a better choice here for white. Bishop f5, a better choice for white than castle long. Is that what you're saying, George? That bf is better than castle long? Well, of course, yeah, I understand. But you would have to move the queen if you don't want to trade. You would have to move the queen. Huh. I mean, we can give the engine a couple more seconds until they settle down. If they will ever. So depth 23. Yeah, it is possible as time passes the engine to favor another line as top choice. The top choice of the engine, I think, yeah, for the time being is castle long. It might be modified. Bishop f5, it's the fur line. It might be modified. So what I'm using now is Stockfish 16 Lite. It says depth 25. That's what I'm using. F25, Stockfish 16. Okay. I'll leave it just like this for a couple of more seconds, and I'm going to go to Knight, of course, by Anish Giri. So I'm going to leave it like this for a while. So Castle Long followed very, very closely by Knight GE2, and Bishop F5 seems to be, at the minute, the third line of the engine for the time being. It might be modifying, it might be getting changed, but apparently Castle Long would equal game. Anyway, I'd still be happy to play it. By the way, I'm not taken aback by this thing. Or no, I assume what that move number 18, no, or move number 16. So that's not an easy find over the board live. If you ever played this with black, you either done the homework and you know you're gonna get into this, or if you come up with new stuff at the board, that's gonna be challenging, I guess. I don't even know black's gonna make it that far if they haven't studied. Or they're going to be using all the time on the clock if they want to come to this. So that's the advantage of having learned the variations. Yeah, yeah. It seems to be still castle long knight g2 bishop f5. Uh, queen g2. Gee, I can't do this. Queen g2, but it's interesting. It's interesting. Queen g2. Huh. Knight f3. Hmm. Well, of course you want to win because there's no other reason to play. I mean, you play to win in principle. It's quite an egotic game, egocentric game. That's why you play it. Well, you could do for the beauty of it, so that means you could just enjoy doing puzzles for, and that's it. But in principle, if you play slightly competitive, you would like to win. Okay, so let's go. Okay, what am I supposed? Okay, castle long here. Oh, whoa, whoa, what did I miss? Oh, you move rook d8, intending bishop c8 plus. Ah. Right, so here was knight c5 the strange move because looks at the e4 pawn. Bishop plays now rook to g8, so you can ask the question to the bishop. Bishop takes, bishop takes. Knight's being attacked. You're going to play knight d7. They attack you here. I think you're taking, right? You're taking. And now Anish Giri comes with a crazy idea. You're taking this guy. They're going to be taking, have an incredibly strong bishop here. I have a very, very strong bishop. And now you're playing bishop to d7. Is taking, you taking. They play this, and now you play rook a d8. If I remember this. And now you're gonna play this one a couple of times until it kind of like becomes very obvious. Becomes easier to reproduce in the actual game. Okay, oops. Taking on f6, attacking. Knight a7, attacking here, taking. Pushing this guy. So now you're going to come up with a knight for 3 pawns. I think it's fine. A knight for 3 pawns. It's good. And this guy is really, really cutting everything. So they will have to sack an exchange indeed. This is just killer. This is just a killer. Bishop D. Takes. Plays. And don't castle long. Because probably, so you don't castle long because of this kind of bishop, right? So that is why you don't want to castle long here for black. So you play this, and what do? You don't castle at all. Maybe you don't castle at all. Okay. Okay. We might go against Anish Giri. Knight b3. And rook a d8. Still don't castle, and you would never castle. Would you play this with white, George? Sorry, would you play this with black? This fashion? I don't think it's that bad at all. So you minus a piece, but actually you got like 3 pawns up. 3 pawns up. If you manage to, I don't know, kind of to get that rook to do something. Rook on g8 is very, very weird. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the black queen c file, the black queen's dark squares. I absolutely love it. You keep the king where they are, and eventually, I guess. So what does he say? He says, rook d8 for intending bishop c8. Intending bishop c8, and principally, if the other white rook comes off the board, bloody hell, you still have. I mean, you got just one black rook on g8. The other guy has like a ton of minor pieces. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what to say. I guess I could play it, but it's a bishop and 2 knights, man. And if you play bishop c8, the bishop on c8 would be kind of passive. I mean, wait a minute. Let me go back. Let me go on the analysis board. You guys see it? Yeah, you do. So now I put it on the engine. I put it on Stockfish. Well, that's Stockfish 14. It's now Stockfish 16. But anyway, don't matter. So what does the engine say here? The engine here say knight c5 with a little bit of advantage for white. Knight c5, bishop c8. Exactly as Anish said. But you know something? Knight c5 seems to be quite crushing, man. So knight c5 being given +1. I mean, come on, that's huge. Knight c5, bishop c6. So knight c5. Oh boy. What do you do here? Bishop c8. Okay, bishop c8, right? Okay. Well, after all, I think it's survivable, maybe more. Survivable, maybe more. Probably you got this one too. Rook f1. Okay. Probably rook f1 because queen or something. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess it's playable. So that's also move number what? Move number 22 or something. Wow. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Move number 20, rook d8. So that's for the Najdorf players. That's for Najdorf players. If you don't want to do Alekhine or something else, you could do the Najdorf. Yeah, it does have a meaning. And apparently, yeah, it is favored by the engine, and Anish has a good opinion on it. So this is a course made by Anish Giri, George. Yeah. So that's a variation with bishop g5. Move number 6. This is the... So, well, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That's not that much of a Najdorf. That's like Sveshnikov now. It's Sveshnikov, right? With e5. It's not. Najdorf is with e6. If you do this, you're running into something else. You're running into something else here. So the previous move with this is something else. Knight f3, bishop e7. Here, traditionally, the main move has been bishop c4. Fighting for the d5 square. Knight d2 and h3. Well, you want to play bishop e7, you want a castle. What do you want to do? You want to do bishop g4. You want to do knight c6. This kind of... These are all good ideas. Knight d2. The idea is simple. White wants to rewrote the knight c4 b6. c4, yeah, but he cannot now because of the b5. c4 b6. I get... Well, of course, they want to go c4 b6, but after you play b5, they can't do it. They just simply can't do it. Okay, so I understand that white wants to go D to C4 and then B6. Quite an annoying move here. So that's the reason you do B5. But you do B5 because also you may want to play bishop B7, right? Looking at that guy, at the guy on E4. So you want to play this for two reasons. Oh, that's a nice challenge. A4. So you mustn't accept. Absolutely, you mustn't accept. You can't take here, so just for all of our friends, you don't want to take on A4 because you open up incredibly dangerous A file for white. So B5 plays a multi-purpose here. Of course, stopping this guy, but also this. The problem is after you go forwards, they could still do the nice C4, right? Okay, I'm going to take this guy. I understand this. Makes sense. And now castle quickly. Okay, you move. Castle kingside. Well, that makes sense. Of course, you want a castle. Yeah, now what do you do with B6? You play knight B8, D7. Done. Cool. So they want to come here. And now knight B8, D7. And very nicely, very elegantly. That's very cool. A5, probably to try to establish a knight. And now you're coming very strongly with the pawn storm on the king side. 5. And Anish said he played this with black. He played exactly this position with black. A5 would actually reinforce the knight here. A5. I guess you could. But probably you got to be careful with that one. But that one is defended by the bishop. You still have to get a bishop. Anish comes with an idea of playing F5 here. I guess rook B8 can be played as well. Oops. F5, F3. This has been played a few, but it seems really provocative to me. F4. One of the ways to open up the position using white's lag in the development of the king side. Yeah, the white king hasn't been castled. The bishop on F1 hasn't been played. So you may just very well start an early attack now. Interesting. Interesting. And now you trade. Oh, that's so sweet. That's quite challenging. Wow. Wow. I don't want to have whites here. And this pawn here, the pawn on D5 guarantees we're not going to get checked via G8, A2 anytime soon. So the presence of the pawn on D5 means that we are not going to get checked. So G3, dynamic chess at its best. It's very dynamic. It's very dynamic. I think I love it. I absolutely love it with black here. I do really like it. I think it's phenomenal. Wow. Jesus, give a full bishop. My God, you actually want to open up the E. So what does the champ says here? What does the Super GM says? Black has excellent compensation with all the following moves going forwards. So Anish here suggests potential lines. What? Queen F6, I understand. Queen F6 because Queen F6 makes a battery with the rook on F8 and they're looking down at F2 or they're looking up at F2. Knight to E5, that makes sense, but pieces come off the board. I'm not sure we should be trading off. But anyway, you want to open up your bishop. You want to open up the light square black bishop. So yeah, makes sense. What did we say we do? Bishop G5. Queen F6. Bishop D3 because potentially they want a castle. Queen F6. Knight E5, that's good. And bishop H3. Knight E5, very centralizing move for knight with a complex position, typical for Naidov. For black having fun, there surely have also been alternatives on the way. Yeah, so he admits that there might be quite a few extra choices that he didn't account for. There might be a few stuff that he didn't account for. Yeah, and bishop h3 harasses the rook, so the rook will have to move away from the f file. Overall, I think black is quite cool here. I like it. I like this kind of thing with black. I'm very happy to play this with black. I'm very happy to do this with black. And g3 gonna be seriously undermined. I think that's really, really good. Knight e5. Opening up this bishop. What's not to like about knight e5? Go! This is the Sicilian, open Sicilian, bishop e3, George. Oh, but yeah, that runs into sort of like Yugoslav attack, f3. Normally, George, the f3 wants to f3, bishop c4, queen d2, and castle long. So that's the Yugoslav attack setup. That's how it goes. Something like this. f3. f3 normally comes in preparation for this. Oh, I see. I see. You're talking about the previous one, previous one. So bishop e7, that's in this variation. Knight with that one to come to c4 and then to b6. b5 to prevent the knight. This guy comes to open up. You don't want to open up, so you go to b4. Knight comes here. You're going to take it. They're going to take. You're going to castle. Okay, I hope we're going to get there. Knight f5, I would play as white one, then g4. We're going to get there, George, in a sec. So, knight here being played. I think now the idea was something like knight bd7, if I'm correct. This guy comes here to reinforce. And now Anish Giri suggests f5. If I'm correct, Anish suggests f5 here. f5, f3. So, just let me know, George, when we're coming closer to your idea. Was it like around this one? You would play knight f5. Hi there, Kumar. Yeah, but now I've got like 3 guys, Kumar. I mean, 2 or 3. 3 if I'm including myself, so that's okay. I got you, I got George here, so that's fine. It might be 1 or 2 more guys coming in between. So that is why I chose the multi-stream in principle, because if I go over to Twitch, you know, just getting like 2-3 viewers anyway. So I'm going to some other platforms to trying to get some more friends to being with us. So thank you very much for your nice thoughts, Kumar. Appreciate, brother. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Sugar, I didn't play the f4 and then the engine. Yeah, the engine is going to ask me to play this one a couple of times. So bishop f2. Sorry, what am I supposed to play? Ah, bishop h4. Bishop h4. g3. Oh, and now they're coming with the e4 idea. Ah. And now what do they say? Bishop g5. Bishop d3. And now coming with this or queen f6? I think queen f6. If I remember exactly, queen f6. And now we do knight f5 for multi-purpose ideas. Aha. And now I'm going to do this like 2-3 times and something like that. Oh, I see the idea. Well, I'm pretty sure mom wants the best for you. Say regards to your mom, and I'm sure your mom wants the best. So she doesn't want you to stay up until 4 a.m., you know. Who knows, entertaining all sorts of funky stuff. So it's good your mom is paying attention to the son's navigation, internet and navigation. So very good. Okay, so all right. So but wait a second. That's not that much of a neither, more like Sveshnikov's kind of thing, right? A kind of idea. Bishop e7. Knight to coming here and here, so we're going to stop with b5. Pawn is going to come here. We're going to move forwards to b4. Coming here, trading off the knight to dangerous. Pawn takes castles. Knight wants to come here. We stop it at knight e7. They coming down, reinforcing. Anish Giri suggests f5. We go with f4. We go with bishop to h4, challenging this guy. g3 potentially. And now we're going to come with the crusher. E4. E4. But you know something? It doesn't say what happens if they take your guy, though. It doesn't say what happens. So I guess if that were to happen, you better put it on the analysis board and figure out what to do before the actual guy actually does it. Oh my God, you got to wake up at 6 a.m. Jeez. And now it's 1 a.m. at night? Oh my God, Kumar, put the phone down, man. I'm starting to feeling guilty already. It's 1 a.m. You're waking up in 5 hours. You're gonna need you're gonna need the big jar of coffee. And oh boy, tough one. Put some rain sounds or something. Go to sleep, bud. You're gonna revisit the stream if you really want to catch a few more ideas. Sorry, what did I say I'm doing? Queen f6, they're gonna be castle short and knight e5. f4. My God, 1 a.m. Oh, that's the reason my friends from India now aren't present, so to speak, because it's 1 a.m. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. It's like 8 p.m. in the UK now. It's 8 p.m. I don't know what's the time in Greece. I need to open up the Google. I don't know. George, what's the time in Greece now? So it's 1 a.m. in India. It's 8, well, 20 past 8. What's the time in Greece? Greece time. Yeah, it's 10. Okay, that's relatively acceptable. Okay, it's relatively acceptable, I guess. So that's okay. It's if it's 10. Yeah, so that's the open Sicilian with bishop e3, guys. Toughest exam. You have an exam next day and you're not sleeping. Are you serious, Kuma? Come on, man. Go to sleep. I mean, I want you to stay on my stream, but it's just it's too late, man. If you got an exam, every single hour of rest matters absolutely. Every minute matters. So I think it's good to have a good rest, Kuma. Do some meditation, dude. Turn off the mobile. Try and meditate. Have some rest before the exam, that is. Oh wow. Right. Okay, people. So I'm gonna leave the Chessable course. In January. Oh, I see. The toughest exam in the world. I mean, what is that? Maths or languages or what's that? Science. I mean, what's the toughest exam in your view in the world? I mean, what subject? Maths or something? Uh-huh. Gee, probably you got to do like multiple topics, right? It's not just maths. Probably it's also languages. It's a couple of things. Yeah. You definitely have to study. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, allocate probably a number of hours per day. You have to study, absolutely. It's not that bad to study after all, you know? Knowledge is never bad. Never, ever bad. Knowledge is always good. As much as possible knowledge, for the better. I'm not quite sure I'm familiar with GEE. I'm not sure I'm familiar, but I'm pretty sure it's a serious thing now especially because you've said it. And yeah. Okay. Let's try and crack a few puzzles here. Okay, I can see that this knight, this peripheral knight, is on the same dock. Indian Institute of Technology. Oh man, you're gonna be an engineer. You're gonna be an engineer, Kumar, right? Like an architect. You're gonna build up buildings or something. Good one, man. Excellent. Okay, Mr. Engineer, very good. Fabulous. Fascinating. I'm very happy. You guys are the smartest. You are the smartest people on the stream. I think I have the smartest of them all. Good night. Very, very good, very restful night, Kuma. Yeah, you're gonna be a top engineer. Maybe you're gonna get the Nobel Prize for, creating something unexpected. Self-sufficient building or something. I don't know, something that you can plant potatoes and something and I don't know. No, I mean I'm just talking nonsense. But I mean you might take the Nobel Prize for something. Just think of something fabulous, creative and very useful for fellow human beings. Yes. So, I'll see you very soon, Kumar, then. Okay. Now, looking at this position here, I guess I could... there's also something like this. Wait a minute. Isn't it like bishop takes c5, and after this guy takes... We're going to play something, and then we're going to grab this guy? But am I actually sacking like two pieces? Bang, boom. Let's just assume. Bang, this. Well, that's quite strong. Let me just play it. You cannot not play it. You cannot not play it. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. Okay. Now probably we're looking at this. Okay. Now probably we're looking at this, and that's very. Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything because after queen takes, there is a checkmate threat here, and if they play this, I got this, and if they take this, I'll take this, and done. So taking this guy, yeah. Oh, I see. So it seems like you're doing the right thing, Kumar. You're doing the right thing, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I wish you all the best, all the success, and I'm sure you will. Because you guys are the smartest on all the platforms. Have a good night, Kumar. See you soon. Right. So, In the Still of the Night, by the way, that was a song too, In the Still of the Night. Was it, In the Still of the Night, was it Otis Redding? Okay, bloody hell, let me type this in. In the Still of the Night, I should make a T. In the Still of the Night. In the Still of the Night. Well, there is I think a rock song that's like Whitesnake in the Still of the Night. Wait a sec. Yeah, there is an album by Five Satins. So for those of you that are into like vintage music, In the Still of the Night, song by the Five Satins, one, but there's also Whitesnake. They have also a fabulous one, I guess. Hold on a second, let me just double check. Yeah, Still of the Night is a song by the English band Whitesnake. Yes. Dave Coverdale. I don't know if you've heard of them. Dave Coverdale. Yes. So, In the Still of the Night and the Still of the Night. I should make a tea. Okay, what am I supposed to be playing here, by the way? Why to do something? Why to do something? Oh, no, I cannot. But I could check here. If that's not it, I don't know what is. If that's not the move, I don't know what's the move. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hello, Urcom here. Oh, I missed the other. I mean, not that I missed it. I didn't even take it into account. I haven't missed it. I didn't even look at it. I didn't even consider. I was too lazy, I guess. Is it the stuff? Well, if it's not it, what else? Oh, you serious? Oh, come on. That's not it. That's not it. What did I miss? Huh. Well, thanks for your appreciation. I haven't thought about this very extensively, so I'm just let it be. And being a metalhead, I might be just willing to let it grow very long again. So, where am I moving the queen? Right, come on, give me a solution here. That one is being rejected. That one is being rejected. What am I supposed to do? Oh my god. It's pinned. Actually, okay, this is just pinned. I didn't think about that one. That one seems to be not working, right? Well, this one might be working as well, but this one seems to be getting closer. Oh, come on. All right. I go get a tea and then I'll yeah, I didn't calculate nothing. I'm just playing it. So this and if they go here, whoa. Go like where? Oh, I'm coming here. I mean, I need to keep the queen here. So I'm gonna play this. Okay. Now I could play this. Hello, Jackson. So rook g6. 6. There you go. I'll go here. Okay. Yeah, well, that was just step by step. I didn't have a freaking clue. I just played it. Okay, I'm gonna go get a tea though. Okay. Let's get a tea, guys, and we'll do some more puzzles. And maybe some chessable ideas as well. Okay, let me put the next puzzle so you guys have time to actually think about it. And I'm sure Jackson will do it. By the time I'm returning, Jackson will actually do it. Especially after he's sacking the rook here. And after I'll take, I'm sure he'll just do it. But I shouldn't have said that because Jackson was supposed to find it himself. I shouldn't have said it. Because the idea was to find it yourself, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is the other rook. Because you see here, Jackson, there might be like, of course you knew it. I'm sure you knew it. Yeah. You definitely knew it. Now the problem is there a difference if rook takes rook f6 or rook b2? There's a big difference here in between the two. Is it rook b or rook f? Is there any difference, by the way? It is. If we take this and they capture, we're actually enabling the queen on the 7th rank cover. Whereas if we take with this, I think it's wrong because the 7th rank will be closed. So to my understanding, looks like rook b2 needs to take on b6. So I'm going to do this then. But I'm getting in bad. Is it this? Wait a minute. Probably having a battery was the strongest one. Will that have won? Regardless? Now definitely is this. No, it's not. What is this? Here, then here, and that's checkmate in principle, yeah. So what was wrong actually with, what was that wrong with this one? Hold on a second. So they move, right? What's wrong with this? Rook b, b6. Actually, this is a draw. Rook b takes b6. Can you actually believe that? Because king c8. Oh my god, I don't have any way to infiltrating the rooks. That's a problem. And if I take this, actually I'm having a battery that can check the king. That's the main, this is the main difference. So if I take with rook b takes a b6, I can't check further on the king. Whereas if I take with rook f6 on b, I have a battery. That's all right, Jackson. Thanks for stopping, brother. That's okay. That's all right. I'm going to go get a tea, guys, and I'll be returning. For sure. Because I really need that tea. Okay. Or I'm going to make a quick soluble coffee or something. Doesn't matter. Either tea or coffee. I'll be back with a cup of something, a beverage. Get a beverage for yourselves, guys. If it's 1 a.m., don't drink coffee. If it's evening, probably you can. Depends what your plans are next day. So, definitely I'll be returning. Right. I hope I'll be able to do a few more puzzles if I'm having this coffee now. Maybe. Maybe yes. Let's see. Hi there, George. There is a limitation in Facebook for 1 hour. What does that mean, limitation on Facebook, George? Because I don't understand. I mean, is a limitation like Facebook imposed the limitation or your connection or what kind of limitation? Because it's the first time I'm hearing about this. Limitation on Facebook? That's weird. Because I can't recall me doing something in regards with any sort of limitation. That's weird. So what does it say? Can you copy paste the message or something? Because this is weird. Is the limitation coming from the stream or from what? Is it my limitation? Because this is weird. I mean, thank you very much for letting me know, but because I'm completely unaware. How can that be? What kind of limitation? Weird. What? A message that Facebook limits you to send out your stream because I didn't do things as Thursday, man. That's weird as hell. So that's what's that? I mean, I'm completely unaware of this. As far as I know, no one should be limited with anything because, I mean, I didn't do any funky settings about nothing. I'm now multi-streaming actually on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Kick.com. So I didn't touch anything more than just putting them on the Restream platform. Huh. Would it be my account or something? That's weird. I need to visit the settings on Facebook then. This is weird. George, okay, probably you might need to translate that or something because I don't understand absolutely nothing in the Greek alphabet there. I mean, oh, I don't know what's that, dude. Right. Okay, I'm gonna revisit that. I mean, I can't translate that. I need to put it on Google Translate. I don't know what that is, but maybe you can translate, right? Maybe you could tell me what it says because I don't know what's that. I don't know what it says. Maybe you could help us. Hmm. Weird. Okay, white to move here. White to play. What are we looking at? Well, this guy is sort of attackable, but then we go, oh, actually there is a pawn here. Okay. As long as I have this pawn here, I won't be sort of like endangered by any rook, so yeah, it's gotta be this guy being taken. My account limited. Oh, your account, so to speak. Have you had this message before? George, the activity on your account did not comply with the community terms. I mean, your or mine or the activity on your account did not comply with the community terms. I mean, what did you do something funky in their perspective or it's completely new to me? It's completely new. I've never heard of this kind of stuff. I thought that actually people have unlimited access to whatever stream that is, either Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. No one's limiting anybody. But who knows? So it might be actually your account or something, maybe at your end. I can send to other people, but not at your stream. No idea whatsoever. Huh. Maybe you need. I was writing F3. It could be that kind of weird misinterpretation that Facebook might giving it to various thing. Uh-huh. Yeah, it could be anything. It could be, it could, that's weird. Anyway, stay on YouTube then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just be on YouTube. This is weird. Okay, so here, guess I moved the king, right? I want to trade. If I move the king, I'm getting completely toast. Ah, that would be a massive. Ah, yeah, maybe Facebook misinterpreted a potential message, and yes, it could be very well that thing. Ah, meh. Okay, then that would probably go away at some point. Yeah. Huh. Okay, so if I go here, I'm running into this, so I gotta do this and this. Okay, fairly happy with it. Yeah, it's something funky with the Facebook. This and this, but is that the thing? I could catch up with this guy. Of course it is. Ah, still playing this. Now I'm taking. Nope, don't matter. It don't matter. We're getting a queen. Hey, I'm getting a queen, and the queen stops it. That's it. White to play. What resources have I gotten? This. I've got this. Probably something like this or like that. Hey, if I do the knight, I might do the queen. Oh, come on. What's wrong with this? Huh. What's wrong with this? Or was it not? Wait a minute, isn't this quite serious? Oh, they take here, but then I take here. Okay. That's a shame. That's a shame. I thought I had it. Oh, this, and this. Ah. But what's wrong with the... Yeah, it's Facebook's issue. They got a problem with the some symbols and some words they misinterpret in a bad way, in an unreal way. Oh, by the way, George, you could tell me now about your thesis with the philosophical mathematical ideas, so we can perhaps discuss some ideas now. So that would be one thing. They take care. Where am I going? Wait a minute, maybe it's not something. Maybe it's here. Is there any difference? Maybe it's not queen. Wait, it's gotta be queen. Has to be a queen. It has to be a queen. But after they capture, where do I go? So have you written it like I mean, did you do like a PhD on this idea, or it was just like a master's on this thing, or? Hmm. Mathematical rules that don't sit well in the logic. Might you be able to produce an example of mathematical rule that doesn't go in the logic, that's not abiding to the logic? Interesting. Very interesting. I know. It's queen to, I know, and I know why. It's queen to d7 because when they take, actually, I'm going quickly over to the h7. So now I got it. So in case you're wondering, guys, why is it this and not this, or this or not that? It's because if you go here after they take, you don't have a check. Whereas if you go d7 after they capture, you're actually moving queen over to h7, and you do have then a very nice attacking idea. That's the thing. But now, blimey, situation had changed. Well, it doesn't have changed. It's fine. You just take, rook takes, and rook takes, and whatever. Knight and rook versus rook is winning. The division 5 over 0.5 gives a result which is 10. Uh-huh. No, that's fine. I'm going to revisit this thought. I've never thought about. I mean, to my understanding, maths, it's the epitome of logical sequence. So so I thought it's impeccable. It's infallible in its logic. It cannot be otherwise but logic. Uh huh. Let me take a quick screenshot of your idea here. Okay. So have you done a thesis on this? Have you written something extensively? Have you got like an article or a study or a essay, a book or something? It's quite interesting because yeah, very interesting. Oh, well, actually, I don't know. It's bishop b5. Let me think. Bishop b5, not just checking, but also inviting rook, perhaps. Unless there's something else. Bishop, they could do billion things. Couple of billion things. And after rook, they play this. So, yeah, but then I do this. Ah. Okay, I've got it now. I think it's a bishop here. So they play this, right? Right. Now we're going to play a rook, and then we're going to play this guy here. I guess. It's got to be this. Yes. Now, question is, do I take? Or do I play this? If I play knight f5 and they capture, I'll take with the rook check. Then they go here. So probably I've got to do this one first. Right? I don't think they take with... Or do I do something else? No, I have to play the knight. Right? Then bishop takes. Then what do I do? Do I take with the rook check? Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. That sort of makes sense. That sounds like a serious endeavor. So you've contacted some professors at various universities abroad. But what about the professors in Athens, in Greece? Have you communicated with the professors in Greece, in Athens, or Greece for them? I mean, it's got to be someone that might assess your idea closer. And, speaking the same language and stuff might be easier to address them and to get some endorsement or some confirmation. Yeah, professors. Have you gotten in touch with some Greek professors on this? I mean, it's got to be somewhere to evaluate your ideas. Huh? That's weird. Is there any like national congresses, like a national congress, and you can just present your paper? There are like in every country They are like annual national congress of fishermen of the whatever, and you can present your paper. It's got to be a way to put your ideas into the public light. They don't care. But it's got okay. It's got to be someone somewhere that actually is interested in just studying, particularly this kind of ideas. So it's got like in every country on this planet, almost, I guess. There are some congresses. They do some, like yearly symposium on this or that, or film, music, uh, literature, theater, and it's got to be some way to presenting your ideas publicly. In the meantime, George, just try to write them down as clearly as you can. Write down your ideas, make it super clear. Also translate them into French. Do you speak any other languages like French, German, English, something like that? Try to extend the scope. Uh, try to extend the scope of your audience. I mean, maybe you can reach a wider audience. That's weird because Greece is the mother of systemic philosophy, European systemic philosophy. So this is very weird. I mean, I mean, you don't have in Greece no. I mean, like an annual congress in philosophy. This can I can't believe that is the mother of philosophical systems. So it can't be. It cannot be. Hmm. Yeah. Surprising. I mean, huh. No, that's a surprising idea, surprising fact. I was they're not now. Weird. I mean, I would imagine Greece has a long tradition in philosophical debate. Which I mean, you guys should be making this like national events. I mean, this kind of thing in Greece should be like a national events. You are the cradle of philosophy. It's the mother of systemic philosophy. That should be like a national event year after year after year. You should be celebrating Socrates, Plato. These guys are icons of humanity. These guys are the pillars of human thought. These guys are now universal, Greeks, but universal. These guys are absolutely paramount. This is the pillar of humanity. So I think Greece gave enormously for the history of thought. For politics, philosophy, ethics, they've given everything. So Jesus, this I mean the legacy is crushing. The legacy is enormous. Legacy is absolutely enormous. Greece's legacy for the culture is enormous. Hmm. Okay. So pawn takes knight here. Oh, wait a second, but do I really have to do that? Okay, what do I want to do? I'd like to get some power here, but how? Can't move the king, can I? Yeah, I need to find a way around. I could be bang boom, but then I invite this guy here. I don't know what to say. Gotta think a little bit. Can I infiltrate somehow, somewhere? Where do I go with the queen? What do I do? Taking seems to be natural. Takes and takes, but then there's a check here. Then I'm moving here, but then they're just gonna be catching me like this. I guess that's a problem. Yeah, the legacy is absolutely enormous. Yeah, the ancient Greeks were absolutely monumental in their achievements. the father of the history, father of the medicine, the founders of philosophy is just monumental. Legacy is crushing. Yeah, that's more like universal now. I mean, it takes an effort of consciousness to be giving thought now to ideas. To think, yeah, maybe it's not everything lost because of the folks like you, and maybe there is always a nucleus of proponents of good ideas, and it's not quite everything lost. So it's a perennial invitation from folks like you, and maybe sometimes like myself, you're actually doing your moral duty, so to speak. So you're trying to convert like young minds towards thinking, towards reflection, towards criticism, towards free thinking. So that's very important in any society at any point in time in history. Thinking, free thinking, and criticism are incredibly important. Yeah. So everyone plays their part. Everyone does whatever they can do. The job of the future, past, present, future. Do also job for the future because the greatness and the value of ideas didn't stop in the past. They are very much present, and future needs them too. So this where, let's say, you come into place or something. So I, ideas that are strong and true, they do not stop in history. So they are being carried away. They are being transferred into the future. They never stop. So they're always present. They are eternal. The good ideas, the valuable ideas, they are eternal. They never stop. As long as human consciousness is active, good ideas never die. So yeah, we need to keep consciousness in alert and fearlessly scrutinizing, and that's it. We're going forwards. Yes, of course, yes. Bang, boom, and this, and we're running into this kind of problem, and I don't know how to deal with that. Okay, let me have more coffee. I don't know if it helps. Yep. Yes, I think I would agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, that plays its part too. So the history of philosophy is not a bad thing. It's very good knowing the ideas that previous thinkers have them. Absolutely, it's good. Now, if you're talking about an authentic philosophical behavior and understanding, that's very much related to you behaving in accordance with the best ideas you personally understood and communicating them and contributing to a sort of like universal community of the people with those good ideas. So something along these lines. But I think I got the ideas. I think I got the thought that you want to convey. I see. It's still goodish. It's not bad. It's still good. It's still good to know the history of thought. It's still good. History is very important. So it's still good knowing thinkers of the past and their ideas. It's very good. It's a beginning. It's good. It's a good. Uh, it's a good foundation. It's a necessary foundation. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. So how am I dealing with this thing? What do I want to do? Is there a sacrifice somewhere? Do I have to move this guy somewhere? How am I getting around with this guy? I'd like this king to be here. I don't like the king's position here. It's a weird position of the king. Maybe I don't have to take the knight. Maybe I have to do something else. Also, this knight prevents me from moving on the back rank. Oh, wait a minute. Is it this? Probably it's rook G. Could be rook G. So if I had this over the board, probably after like 10 minutes of thinking, I would go probably rook G8 or something. I'm not sure though. What do you think, guys? Is rook G8 here? Do you think it's rook G8? Hmm. Interesting. Rook G8, I'm not sure. But definitely taking here, and after pawn takes, you are in trouble. I mean, black is in trouble because of the rook H3 ideas, and I don't know how you get out of this. Or maybe if I take and then take, there's an in-between move somewhere. Maybe. I mean, that's quite nice, but what does it do actually? It's not. Maybe send him a reminder or something, George. Maybe if you send a kind reminder. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, have you got any sort of like feedback or something? Ah. Okay, what was it? Okay, but okay, what am I? Oh, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So it's a checkmate coming. Oh, do I play this? Oh my god, I'm actually blocking. Oh. Try to make it like a study with end and beginning, like a serious study. Just putting it down, write it down as a comprehensive study, and then like maybe you can present it to various publishers, book publishers, maybe in Greece and abroad. Just try and make it like put the things from the beginning to the end, like an essay, like a study or something. I mean, just write it down like you would write down a study or a book. If you haven't done it yet, probably you should. So here to stop this guy, right? And they take here don't matter because I'm going this way. Because if I let them, they're gonna promote guy. Well, let me think a bit. I can take this way. Okay. Okay. Right. Black to play here. Let me think. Maybe this. Ah, we're running into. Is there a fork somewhere? It's not very clear. Should I play this? Then that comes here. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, but then I can't push the pawn. Oh, maybe I'll do this. No, because king runs away. Oh, wait a minute. This is something weird. Maybe this. Might be. What if they go here? Oh, God. I got this. I think it's this after all. Yes. Now, the big question is if it's this way or this way. Hey there, Jackson. Come on, tell me where's the check coming now? This one, because I'm covering this, right? And that should be... And after this pawn blocks, I'll take again, and that should be it. Okay, we got lucky. We got lucky with this one, Jackson. Yeah, we were lucky. Now, looks like a sacrifice somewhere. Looks like a... Or maybe we're just making a battery first. We're making a battery first. There is no check. There is no nothing. Oh, I can't move it. There is a queen here. There's a queen. No, I'm in a pin. I'm in a pin. How do I unpin? Or maybe I don't have to. Maybe I got to do something else. Yes, please do. Absolutely, Jackson. Absolutely, dude. Do it. Do it. Yep. So I don't know if I should be unpinning the king. Do I have time to play this kind of stuff? I'm not sure. I mean, it's quite strong if you manage to get the rooks over to the h file. I think it's quite strong. It's strong in terms of checkmate threat. So that's very strong. But even if you could, if they grab this guy here, it's no longer a checkmate. So wait a minute, maybe I have to sack the knight. I don't know. No, not there. Here? Then they play this. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Still not clear. And this guy's pinned. Can you believe that? Can you actually believe this? Maybe it's pawn f4. So Jackson says queen c7. I think it's a bit slow. Queen c7 also could be demoted when all of the rooks attacking. Knight e6, it's interesting, but not in this sequence. I guess I have to push the pawn. So my thinking would be this way. I'm pushing the pawn. If the queen takes here, I'm going to double up here. But I'm not sure it's strong enough. I'm really not sure that's strong enough. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's something else. Knight e6 could be pawn takes. Okay. So knight e6, pawn takes. Okay. Ah, yeah, of course it is. It's knight e6. But you know why? After the pawn takes, you're going to push this guy forwards and you open up the queen's diagonal with the rook, Jackson. That is why knight e6. So knight e6 is exactly for this reason. But it's not. It's interesting, but it's not. Can you believe that? Very weird. We'll definitely try queen c7. Queen c7. They move somewhere. I don't know. They just move like one of the rooks. I don't think it's queen c7. I really don't think it's queen c7. But it might be. Queen c7. Nope. No, it's not queen c7. I'll try f4. Not even that. That's wait a minute. No, I've tried the f4. It's been rejected. Let me think of something. What about this one? Just feels so weird. This knight e6 was a bit more forcing, right? Because it was attacking the queen. Whereas this one doesn't attack nobody. I mean, there is a check, okay. Hey, there is a check, and if they move, actually, it's a checkmate. So it could be knight f5. Yeah, we could, but this rook is pinned. I agree. I mean, in principle, I would agree. Why? What's the freaking deal? What's the stuff here? Are you serious? It's not even taking the bishop? Wait a minute. Doesn't make any sense. This guy's still pinned. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now F. Because then we unpin. Oh, boy. Guess we could take here. And if they capture, sacking, takes, checks, goes here. So what? Wait a minute. No, it's very weird little puzzle here. It's a weird puzzle, Jackson. I mean, it's not very obvious. Nothing's obvious. So they played this, and now knight f5. Knight e6 doesn't go anywhere. Knight f5. Okay. If gf f4, here f4, ab3. Wait a minute. f4. You don't take. You actually play f4. f4. No. Then you just simply take this guy here. G6. That's a difficult one. Queen G5, F takes G6. A tough one. Hmm. Oh. This is not over. This is far from over. Yeah, probably you win it down the road somewhere because you took a rook, but it's far from over. Okay. Well, I'm not going to make another T for sure. So, back to messages. What was FIDE rating? Let me see. My ECF currently 1700 and something. 1700. I think I put it here somewhere. 1717. Hello, Paul Wall. Hello, Drew. Resources. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Unless there is something else. I think we need take with the we need take the bishop, right? Xenon from Elea. Wasn't Parmenides before him? Yeah. These guys were pre-Socratics. No, the pre-Socratics. The pre-Socratics. Wasn't it like Parmenides and then Xenon, or the other way around? I've forgotten. Yeah. It's still good if they know of them. It's still good if they know of them. I don't think there's anything in particular bad because they know of the Socrates and Plato and Aristotle. Xenon. And now, luckily, we play an in-between move, guys. We play an in-between move. We do a check first, saving the knight, and then we take the queen back. So we're not going to take king the queen now. We're going to play an in-between move. I think. Is there something stronger? No, we're just taking the queen now. Yes, it was important to have played that one. I think it was Parmenides and then Xenon. And Parmenides was the thinker with the argument that moving is never possible because you got to go to the half of the distance. And before you get to the half of the distance, you got to go past the half of that half, and then to the half of the half of the half, and so forth ad infinitum. So it was the paradox of move, which is not explainable, which can't be explained satisfactorily, I think. The Parmenides one. Oh, definitely they were. That's so they produced many phenomenal ideas. Why to move? Wait a second. Why to move? Why to move? Why to move? What am I doing? Well, we got this for sure. And if there's any stuff, can I do something else? Can I do something with the queen? I need to go in a dark square for something. Oh, I do. Well, I could do this. But I could do also this. And if they attack or something. Um. Wait a minute. It could be also. No, if I do this, they're going to be checking. No, no, no. I was thinking about this and that, but no. Okay, what about this idea? King takes. This knight is quite annoying. Maybe this. Take. That's not an easy one. I mean, there's a tactic here somewhere that I'm missing. So, Drew, what do you think about this one? Drew Jackson, George, how do you deal with this? Is it king to? No, it can't be king to g3 because of the check that coming on g1. So it's got to be another way. Is it this? Okay, I don't have any check with the queen. I do not have absolutely. Xenon was the guy with the move that is impossible to be proved. Uh-huh. Okay. What? A bishop blocks, queen. Bishop blocks. In what part of Greece is the Elea, George? Where is that? Elea is in north, south, east, west, central? Oh yeah, Queen G7. Yeah. Definitely Queen G7. Yeah, it's not a rook. It's not a rook. It's wait a second. No, it's gotta be no, it's Queen G7. Yes, it's Queen G7. Yeah, Queen G7 for sure. Yeah, you did it, Jackson. You did it, man. Now we got this, and when they take, I'm doing this. So it's gotta be a pawn now. Yeah. So that's it. You've done it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. This guy seems to be takeable here. Yeah, seems to be takeable if queen takes, king takes, rook takes, ending up with rook and knight versus rook. And then if there's something you just... What? So it must be check here. Oh. Oh, queen actually. It's queen takes. Yeah, that's forcing. Yes, now winning. Exactly on the same idea. I just got the wrong one. Yes. It was queen because queen was forcing. Queen was the actually thing. But then based exactly on the same thoughts. But not the pawn, the queen. Okay. Next one, maybe. Is queen trapped? Or maybe this guy. I think queen is trapped. Oh, come on. Ah, right. So now it belongs to Italy. Now it belongs to Italy. Hmm. Okay. But it was Greek at that point in time. It was, yeah, it was Greece at that point in time. Ah, okay. What was that? I think 7th, 8th century BC or something. 7th, 8th century BC. Yes. Hmm. Yep. Hi there, Marlon. Yeah, good to see you, brother. How's it going? Well, if we're talking about 7, 800 BC, so there's been a lot of movements until then. So there's been a lot of moves. Well, there were Greek colonies in the on the Asia Minor, of course. So that's 7, 800 BC. That's right. So let's see. Maybe I should take this guy first and then. So maybe I should take this guy and then trapping queen. So that was a subtlety here. So that was a subtlety here. Taking the bishop first because Marlon just said it. Marlon just said it about this thing. So we should have taken bishop first, king takes, and then trapping queen. So the idea was, Jackson, I can only coach you online if you want, or something like that. Or, I mean, just right now as we do. You know, we can analyze 1 or 2 games. Sometimes I might be, sometimes not. It depends. Okay, so in the actual position here, what's going on? What's the deal? What am I supposed to be attacking here? Am I supposed to be hitting this guy or something? It's got to be a subtlety somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bishop takes, pawn takes, right? So if I take here, pawn takes. That's for sure. And then I might be playing this, but then they move the bishop, right? No, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Bishop e5, yeah. Bishop e5, pawn takes, bishop g, what? Bishop e5. So we take, pawn takes. So bishop takes, pawn takes, and then... Well, bishop takes, takes, then we can even play that. Queen takes and queen takes, but I don't think that's it. Well, bishop e5, knight f6, bishop e5, knight f6. So, okay, this one I understand, pawn takes, and then you do knight f6, queen takes, and queen takes. What's the deal? Actually, we trading pieces? Drew, we're trading pieces here, actually, Drew. Is that what you're saying? We gotta trade pieces? Dude, that's not it. So, now I understand. That makes sense. I would like to play. Oh, wait a minute. Is it? After this one disappears. Okay, what's the material here? 3 6 pawns versus 6 pawns versus what? Rook d1. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably rook fd, probably. So you can hitting the b as well. You're attacking this guy. And if this guy moves, then you're going to move the queen and rook is going to hit the queen. So rook fd, when the bishop plays, you're actually going to move the queen somewhere. And the rook is going to be attacking queen. Or you're going to be playing a check or something. So rook fd1, not rook b, rook f, right? I mean, you said rook d1, but what rook? Yeah, you're more than welcome, Jackson, to be joining at any moment when we go live, and we can perhaps analyze some of the stuff. Hey, what's wrong with this one? Is there any... Oh my God, it's because of this? No. What? Wait a minute. There's no rook on the D? What's the catch here? Oh, queen takes d7. No way. Oh, no way. Queen takes d7. Oh, no way. I'm not gonna make another cup of tea. It just doesn't help at all. Some other time. Some other time. Mm. I'm black here. Okay, we're black here. We could do very many things. That springs to mind immediately, but maybe there's a better one. There's a better one. I mean, could be this, could be this. Could be this because queen becomes a bit more active. Could be very many things. Very many tactics here. Okay, we'll try one more time. And we'll wrap it up. Okay, let's see. What is going on here? Tomorrow, guys, tomorrow I'll be on Twitch, I guess. So I'll be alternating, fellas. I'll be like Twitch one evening, then next one I'll try and do the kick.com and the Facebook and YouTube separately. Yeah, because it's the Twitch affiliate that prevents you from streaming at the same time on Twitch and then on other platform. You've got to stick with them when you stream on Twitch, being affiliate, and that's the condition for that thing. So that's why. So for the time being, I can do Twitch separately, and then whatever other platform, multi-platform separately. Yeah, there's something in relation. Yeah, there's something that they've specified. So because I don't particularly want to break the rules with this one, I'll keep them separate, and that's what it is. It's just going very modest in terms of just a handful of viewers every now and then, and yeah, it might take some time to building up a functional network. It might take a little bit of time. So this guy is pinned, by the way, so we could take. Okay, so that's a threat here, but I guess we could the other guy. Then it's here. Checkmate. Checkmate. Yeah. Gotta be something like this. You need to defend against the champion, but it could be this too. It could be this. It could be this. Could be many. Probably one of the... Which one is strongest? This or that? I'm not sure. Rook g7 or queen e8. What do you think, guys? Is rook g7 or queen e8 here? g7 or queen? I like queen. I like queen. Rook g7 because maybe queen wants to do some other stuff. Yeah, one of these two. Probably rook. Probably rook. You want to keep the queen active, and open. You don't want to close the queen. So that one makes a lot of sense. Now they threaten another hit here, like this. Not an easy, it's not easy exercises here. Not easy at all. Not at all. Now we could potentially do this. No, you can't. It's just rook hitting it. Checkmate. Okay, wait a minute. This is not over. No, you can't take the bishop. There's something else here. There is something else. I might be able to... Okay, so rook is being targeted with checkmate, actually. So I need to stop the connection somehow. Yeah, probably this. Probably rook h7. It's got to be rook h7. This is chess.com, and they're very difficult at some point. I mean, there's so many tactics. Very difficult puzzles. Really, really difficult puzzles. I mean, not impossible, but you really have to stay focused, and if you're lazy like myself, you're going to mess up a lot of puzzles. I mean, you really have to take it like one by one and just verify and verify. So, yeah. Yeah. I think we'll wrap it up now, guys. So, tomorrow I will be on Twitch, I guess. So I'm just trying to alternate. So you guys, if you want, you may follow me on YouTube and Twitch. So, you know, if I'm not on that platform, I'm definitely on the other one. And when I'm multi-streaming, I am on Facebook and YouTube and Kick.com. So I'll be keeping these three plus another one, LinkedIn or Twitter or something. And oh, it's very difficult, Marlon. It's really tough. It's really tough. But, you know, just do 1-2 puzzles. Just stay 10 minutes with the puzzle. If you want to reach 2800, I mean, you kind of have to sit with the puzzle. You gotta stay with it. You have to stay and you have to think and calculate, you know, combinations and stuff until you're actually satisfied. Dhruv, if you're coming tomorrow, we'll definitely start playing. Now, I don't think I can perform to the best of my abilities. I'm just feeling a bit tired now. So tomorrow we'll strike a few friendlies definitely on Twitch, guys. If you wanna come over to Twitch tomorrow, we can definitely do it. Okie dokie. So appreciate very much Dhruv, Marlon, and Jackson, and George, and I don't know if I missed anyone. Apologies if I missed. And I'll see you guys very shortly. Tomorrow would be Twitch, and then we'll alternate. Thank you very much, guys. Have a very good rest, and we'll see you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves, fellas.